Hey guys, we are going to discuss a PfMP scenario in this video. This is related to portfolio strategic alignment. I'm going to read out the scenario first and then we will discuss it in detail. Scenario says that your organization has appointed a new executive team due to poor benefits realization and previous corruption issues. The new leadership has stated that no portfolio processes will change, except that the organization's risk tolerance will be revised. As a portfolio manager, what will you do? A, reflect the revised organizational tolerance in the portfolio communication plan. B, update the strategic plan. C, perform stakeholder analysis technique with senior management. And D, revise the timelines on roadmap to reflect the new risk profile. Okay, so context is simple, at least simple in the theory or as a concept. Due to some benefits realization perspective and due to some organizational situations, actually the corruption issues, the um, leadership and senior management has been changed. And the new leadership, at least as of now, they are not really proceeding with any major strategic changes, except that they would like to update the organization's risk profile or risk tolerance. Right? So, what major update or what major change the portfolio manager must make at a portfolio level? When I posted this question on our regular Thursday post, most of the people were inclined towards option A. I think around 60%, yes, 60% were inclined towards option A. And only 14% were inclined towards option B. And the rest of the audience were inclined towards C and D with 17 and 10% respectively. A actually is not the right answer. A is the wrong answer. B is the right answer. I know what they saw, and this is exactly what you should not be doing. This is a common and I would say a blender mistake in the exam. This is like commonly observed that people read the initial portion of a long option. So A is like comparatively longer than the other options. And they assume that if the initial part is right, then the later part is automatically right, which is a false assumption, right? This is quite a possibility that half of the portion or some part of the portion of an option choice is correct, and the later half is just irrelevant, which is exactly the case over here. So reflect the revised organizational tolerance. This is correct. But where? Do you know the right artifact? The right artifact is portfolio strategic plan. So had a rather said that reflect the revised organizational risk tolerance in portfolio strategic plan, then this would have been the correct answer. But they're talking about communication plan. What has the communication do with strategy? Communication is for communication for obvious reasons. Like who is going to be the stakeholder, how they are going to be receiving their information, respective uh, needs and requirements fulfillment, with via what channel, by whom, at what time. This is exactly what the communication is. Who is going to get what information at what time and by whom. At the portfolio level, the scale is going to be huge. The protocols would be way higher than expected, usually at the project or program level. But communication, at the end of the day, is communication. So if you guys assumed, if you also have gone for A and you assume that if it is organizational risk tolerance update, then this must have been communicated. I agree, this must have been communicated. But you are supposed to be choosing the first thing to do, the first best action to take in this regard. In a sense, all of these are going to be done in this case. But the very first thing, the very ultimate step is strategic plan update. And if you check the portfolio standard, you will get to know that strategic plan update has organization risk tolerance and organizational risk profile as a section in there, right? If I will ask my team to update that screenshot over here as well for your reference. Also, about the communication, of course, I do not disagree with that. If this update is going to be communicated to the relevant stakeholder, and for that reason, A is going to be the right thing. But you like saying that this change would be updated to the relevant stakeholder and saying that the revised organizational risk tolerance and everything related to that, the KPIs, the thresholds, the numbers, everything would be updated in communication plan. This is very wrong. Communication plan is like not at all an artifact for this. Strategic plan is. For some reasons, performance plan also is. Not this way, but eventually all of this will be reflected in the KPI, CPI, SPI, composite index as well, which is a later conversation. Like I said, multiple things have to be done, but the first step is updating the strategic plan, which is the correct answer, option B. Now, why not C? Around 27% went for C and D. So why not C or D? C, perform stakeholder analysis technique to senior management. Again, I would not disagree with this. In reality, a situation like this cannot be handled without involving the right executive and influential stakeholders in the organization. This is a big thing, that change of leadership and the whole new management team is all together swapped with a new one, and organization-wide restructuring is going to be done. This is not a trivial thing. This is an important strategic step any organization would take. Accordingly, stakeholder analysis, not at a regular stakeholder level, but at a more political, senior executive level, is definitely needed. But this has been done. Organization risk tolerance has been revised. C has been done and dusted, at least for this reason. You are not going to perform the stakeholder analysis after the revision directive has been taken. It must have been done prior to that, not after that. So C must have been done and dusted. D, revise the timelines on roadmap to reflect the new risk profile. Again, I would not disagree to this. This actually will have to be done. So based on your organizational risk tolerance, accordingly, not only just your portfolio, but other portfolios in the organization may get impacted. And of course, that impact is going to be reflected down to programs and projects level under that portfolio, and which would impact the different initiatives, their budgets, their composition, their scope. Different kind of change management would be needed depending on more context. And accordingly, the portfolio roadmap will be reflecting that on timelines and key deliverables and milestones and this and that. I agree to all of that. D is supposed to be done as a result of this as well, but not as the first step. Actually, there are going to be many steps after this decision is made. But the very first step, so maybe you would ask me that where it is mentioned in the ask of the question that you will have to go with the first step. I agree. They are simply asking as a portfolio manager, what will you do? But even when they are not explicitly calling out what will you do first or what will you do next, they mean the same. Whenever they are asking what will you do, they are asking what is the next best thing to do. This is natural, or you can assume that. So, to some extent, D, and for communication reasons, A, those are correct. C as well, but a prior step, not a later step to the situation. But B is the ultimate best thing to do in the situation. And please always keep this in consideration that in PMI exams, more than one option can be correct for the situation. You have to go with the best answer. the very best thing as per the PLY. I hope you like this explanation and you agree to this as well. And if you don't, please feel free to challenge me with your thought process in the comment area, or you may reach out to me uh, over WhatsApp, LinkedIn, call, or other communication channel in front of you. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. I will be back very soon with a new PfMP scenario. Till then, take care.